I think Stupid Backroads is probably a great album title. I'm thinking.
I just think of a truck in front of me the whole way.
Ah, dude, exactly. That's kind of... Sometimes that's where albums go. It feels like you're stuck behind a truck going 15 miles an hour under the speed limit.
I don't want to talk about traffic again. I'm already sad. It rained today.
This is our fall. This is Texas fall, I think. This is South Texas fall or Central Texas fall.
I like when it gets cooler. I like the change up.
So do I. I like to not wake up sweating from the heat because the AC can't keep it cool enough.
I like not giving money to the City of Austin Electric Company. Monopoly.
My favorite, I don't know if I should diss a company real quick, but...
I just dissed Austin Electric or whatever they're called. City of Austin. They screwed me one month. I had an over $400 electric bill. I wasn't even home for half of that month.
Nice. So who was using your electricity? That's the question.
No clue. And by the way, you can't. There's a law that you can't dispute it.
Oh,
yeah. Whatever
nice.
the meter says, it's the meter. I went to the councilman. I'm in like District 10. Talked to that lady and whoever else works with her, and they say they get stuff about them all the time. Like they're constantly getting complaints.
With when I was living in Kyle for a couple of years, Pedernales Electric, I got a thing in the mail saying you will be refunded $400 and some odd, and I was like, oh, wonder why. And apparently, it took somebody reading the bill, but they had a class action lawsuit against them because they had during the peak season, they had fuel delivery cost on electricity. And I was like, oh, where's the electric truck? Does the electric truck come from block to block and drop electricity off of the houses? There is not a fuel delivery charge. And they got busted for it. And then they ended up having to, because it's a co-op, ended up having to pay back over 3 months. For me, it was $400 and some odd over the 2 years I lived there. I was like, thanks.
I'm not happy with them. I'm still not. You can't have a city with one electric company. No choices.
No.
And you can't contest your bill.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing. You can't contest it. Come on. Land of the free?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like electrons came from the, I don't know, multiverse. They just reappeared and charged me another $300 more than I was supposed to.
Yeah, that was from Earth 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stop being nerds.
All right. Are we even rolling? Are we going?
We're rolling.
We're doing this?
This is, I think, yep. It seems
all right.
like...
This is like an overflow extra of Bad Truth. You know, the stuff that there's so much to rant about, you know, these fake venues and...
traffic.
Traffic. Things opening bands do. I'm just like tired of it already. I want to say like the first couple of podcasts we did, we can't say basically anymore. I felt like I said that word 1,000 times.
It's okay.
So basically.
Yeah. We're figuring out what we like to say over and over.
All these words in English language.
Yeah.
And we pick that one.
We pick ones like that.
And like awesome.
Yeah. Man, that shit is awesome.
I tried to go a whole year. It was the first time I did a New Year's resolution that didn't work. And I was going to go a whole year and not say awesome.
How far did you make?
I think a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I think I texted it. Texted it? I hate that word, texted.
Texted did
Is it just text?
Yeah.
Do we need the ED on that?
No.
I don't know. Look up the Oxford Dictionary. Oh, so, man. All right, let's do opening band stuff I forgot. How about when they start late, can't start on time, and they go over?
Going over. That, oof.
It's so hard to like play all your songs and time them and then add in the stuff that you're going to say and then in your set because you know how long your set's going to be. That's too difficult.
Because that requires usually at least getting together and maybe one rehearsal. There's a lot of rehearsals doesn't really happen that much in some music scenes.
I don't think most bands when they start out they don't really know how to practice efficiently.
Let's jam, man.
Yeah.
Let's jam.
You get the guys that complain about their set length on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wish we could play our full show, but we can only play this amount of time. So, man, we're sorry.
Yeah. Talking bad about the venue and or the other bands on the bill. But not like talking bad like, oh, that band's shithead, but doing that backwards ass fucking, oh man, I wish we could play more, but headliners got to go on.
Yeah, they're like dissing the band that put them on their show.
Yeah. I'm like, and they don't, I don't think they realize it. Like, it happens so much, I don't think they actually realize what they're doing.
Well, you've mixed like festivals before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get that first band that no one gives a shit about. It's up there playing the nobody. They're on the big boy stage for like the first time. Can't get off the stage fast. Even with the hands, like they're slowing the hands down. Oh, hold on, I gotta like put this thing in here before y'all can take that. And it's like, dude, no one cares about you. You're on here because some promoter or somebody knows you and they're just throwing you on for no reason.
Yeah.
We're just filling up time so people will get here early and drink, but it never works because no one wants to show up that early. And now you've thrown off the time. Now somebody that's better than you, that's played more, has more fan base, has to suck it up, and they're going to get screwed out of time.
Yep.
Because the headliner's still going to take their spot. So the time has to go somewhere.
If you want to, maybe slightly promoting another podcast, if you want to hear a good one, listen to Henry Rollins' podcast on the beginning of Lollapalooza. When Perry Farrell put it together, and Rollins' band was the first band on stage on that whole run of Lollapalooza, and it was just, and he knew it. I mean, because that Rollins' band was a new band. I don't even know if they had a song on MTV yet, but the whole thing of just being that guy and talking and figuring out, okay, we've got to go on at the right time, we got to be off at the right time, and all that sort of stuff, because so many people, man, like working Music Fest, and I'm 17 years in doing production for Music Fest in Steamboat Springs, and if there's one thing that none of us put up with is a band being late and late on stage. The band gets on the stage when they're supposed to and gets off on the stage when they're supposed to. And it's funny to see the pros, and we had an issue one time on a stage, and like I'll say, Casey Donahue, those guys.
Yes, we're saying the names. We're not holding back.
Yeah. Well, and Casey, this is holding him up there, because we walked up to the crew and just said, guys, we are running behind. If you guys can be on, sound checked, and off the stage in 35 minutes, we would appreciate it. And they did it in 26 minutes. They were on top of their shit and helped us out. And they made up that time that the band before them overtook doing a long, long sound check. And it's just like, thanks, guys. That's pro. That's professional right there.
Rare occasion when the crew gets it.
Yeah, and the crew, but then again, that's also what happens when you hire a crew that's been on national tours and knows what to do.
Yeah, I'm for the rock and roll metal crews. I don't care how country your band is. Go get the metal dudes, because they know what they're doing. They work hard. They work fast. More tattoos, the better.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're listening to, what's that metal show on VH1.
Oh, isn't it called That Metal Show, I think? Or something like that?
Yeah, that's one show, but the one where they do all the old videos.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
It's not Headbangers Ball. That was a long time ago.
That was the old MTV. That's showing our age.
Whatever that, I want the guys at 2 a.m. at night.
Yeah.
They're all drinking and watching that. That's how you know you have a real crew. You don't want a crew that like these Texas dudes or anyone who used to work for Miller Pro. If you got pro in the name, no.
Yeah.
So anybody like that, they come out, they're usually working for all the Texas country bands. And dude, they like dress up for the show. It's like, we don't need the crew guy dressing up. Like, what are you doing?
Just be back there and ready to work and make sure you do your job.
Or the dude that shows up in flip-flops. A flip-flop crew.
Yeah.
It's like, a guy shows up in flip-flops, you just know they're not here to work.
Yeah.
They don't want to work. They're a lazy fuck, basically.
Yep.
And you're throwing your money away. You should just, whatever you're paying him, just take that to a lighter and just light it up, because that's what you get when you get a guy who shows up for load in and load out wearing flip flops all day.
Yeah.
Or the guy who dresses up for the show.
Yep.
A crew guy dressing up. I was in, who was that dude? I'm thinking, he wouldn't walk on the stage to help somebody. Like if a pedal board went down or something, and it was his job to go out there and help it, he couldn't go out there wearing shorts. Like he didn't want to go on the stage unless he was dressed up. He couldn't go out there wearing shorts. I was like, dude, they all wear shorts. You wear the same cargo shorts.
Yeah.
And your metal t-shirt, and that's what you do.
Those are the guys that wear cargo shorts and cargo pants that actually have uses for all the pockets.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's 30 below. They're still wearing those shorts.
Yep. And they hurry up and get the shit done.
I think it's the ink. Something in the tattoo ink like warms your legs up.
Yeah, and you find it's almost like you're wearing a pair of pants.
It's got to be. I look at some of those guys like, dude, it's like 40 outside. Dude's in shorts.
Dude, I've caught myself, speaking of Steamboat, I've caught myself loading bands out, and I'm like, oh, it's 18 degrees outside, and I'm in a t-shirt. Because you're just, well, A, you're working. So there you go. There's part of it right there. These guys work hard.
Have you ever seen crew guys like change their clothes for the show?
No.
The guy's got to go put on his boots and his Wranglers or what, his cinch jeans.
Cinch.
To mix monitors?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? We call those guys rockstar crew.
Rockstar crew.
The guys that think that they're in the band are just as important in the band. They're all important.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. You're not in the band. You're not there for the glory. You're there for,
Because you enjoy putting on a production.
Yeah.
You enjoy being out.
It's about professionalism.
Yeah. And you're there for the camaraderie and stuff. And
everybody knows their role.
Yeah. And when that happens, shows go so seamless. And usually when that happens, bands aren't late. Bands aren't going over on their shows.
I like hanging with the crew guys.
Oh, yeah.
More than the band guys that you're with usually.
Yeah.
You go hang out with these dudes. I like metal.
Yeah. They have the best stories. Shit.
Yeah, because they've been on the worst tours. Dude, those metal tours are hard.
Yeah.
There's no showers. There's no room. They never see anything at all.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
That's where I learned to always carry baby wipes.
Yeah.
Just in case you don't have a shower, at least you can clean yourself.
They get on one of these cush Texas country bands rolling with a bus and all this stuff. They're like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is a cakewalk out here.
Like, you guys have it so easy.
Yeah. No one understands that.
Yep.
Leads me to this opening band story. Here's another Kegel story from way back. We were on the Brooks and Dunn tour, first band. And the next night we were playing in Houston, which is close to where Kegel was from. Beaumont not Beaumont. I don't know. Baytown. Yeah. Baytown.
Oh, Baytown. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like his hometown crowd show. And he had been going like a minute or 2 minutes, something like over, getting all excited during the show and then going over a little bit and, just not good on a big production. It was the Neon Circus thing back then they used to have. It was a huge deal. They had circus acts. They had the dude that would break out of a straitjacket being hung upside down over the stage. He'd get out of it. I asked him how he did it. He had to dislocate his shoulder every time to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that type of pain. Oof.
I guess he'd done it so many times it didn't hurt. It just pops in and out. So he had like a number one song during that time. So everyone was pretty, it was all right, but they decided to prank him. And so their production manager, stage manager, they came to the bus and they go, hey, can everybody leave here? We need to talk with Chris here. So we all get off the bus and we all knew what was going on. And they literally had him in the back crying, telling him, look, motherfucker, you went over. This is a huge show we're doing out here and we can't afford to there are curfews here. And this isn't about you. This is our show. It's the Brooks and Dunn Neon Circus. This is not the Chris Kegel show, yada, yada, yada. And so they're just laying into him and they're saying, you know what? We're shortening your set. You had a 15-minute set. Now you're getting like a 10-minute set. You're gonna have to cut a song, and you will get off, or we'll pull the PA on you. And he just like he was like crying. He was all, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know." Blah 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 blah. And so they just pulled this huge joke, and that was his hometown show. They were going to shorten his set to like 10 minminutes for the Houston Woodland show that we were about to do, and that's just one way how they like. That was a good prank.
That's awesome. That is fantastic.
Don't go over.
Don't go over. It's just that simple. Know your set times.
Yeah. Also, don't do any prank towards another band that you wouldn't want to have happen to you.
Yeah.
Like if you get like 1,000 crickets to throw on the opening band's bus when they finish their show and they get back and there's like 100 crickets everywhere. That will take months to find them all. You're trying to sleep and you're just hearing that.
Just hearing it.
Yeah, you think you get all of them, but then there's that one that you hear and you can't find it. Yeah, so you don't want that happening to you, to your band.
No.
So that's usually a pranking rule. Don't do a prank that you wouldn't want happen to you.
Because it's going to come back worse.
Yeah.
Much
well, if you
worse.
just don't want that, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like crickets, do you?
No, not at all.
I don't want that. So that's another thing. Back to menus. Remember we were talking about those?
Band menus, the food that the venue decides that the band is permitted to eat.
What's that fake venue in Corpus?
Which one?
The outside one.
Are you talking about Concrete Street?
No.
Oh.
The smaller one.
We may have to edit this. Which one?
No, we're not editing shit.
Oh, shit.
It's the Brewster Street. There it is. That one.
The Brewster Street one. Yeah. No, I just meant to edit the time. Of figuring out. No, I don't give a shit about calling it.
Yeah, Brewster Street.
Brewster Street,
That bullshit fake venue. I do like the guys that work there because they're all metal. And I usually try to, for my bass sound check when I'm there, I'll try to play some old Maiden tunes on bass, and they really appreciate that.
And then they enjoy it, yeah.
But it's not their fault that that's the only venue that they can work at there. You got to work where you have to, you know?
Yeah.
I guess they can move, but anyway, that place has a band menu. I don't know if they've changed it, but I never ordered off of it. I just gave them the Jedi mind trick.
Nice.
It's like I'm not ordering off that. This is what I want. Make this happen.
Well, it's the classic. The band menu means fried. It's like everything is fried and cheap. So
I think that's their whole menu, though.
Well, they do at least a good salad. I'll give them the salad, but they also have the fried avocado, which is yummy.
I can't talk food,
but
with normal people once again.
I know. We'll have that food conversation one day.
How about the drunk hands or a drunk owner?
Drunk owner. You nailed that one. I just had a conversation with a buddy of mine about the drunk owner telling them how much they sucked, but how much he loved them. And I was just like, oh.
How does that math work at the end of the night when the owner is drunk? Well, here's y'all's money. Well, how many people showed up? Oh, man, no, I don't know. I need to see.
Yeah,
give me the numbers.
That's what I want to know.
Where's the numbers?
Yeah.
Where's the tickets or where's the cash register? Where's the receipts from all this? Oh, we don't have any of that. I think y'all had 160. It's like,
I think.
Are you sure? We spent $2,000 on radio and promotion. It's like, oh yeah, where's the receipt on that? Well, we don't. It's a handshake deal. We don't really have a receipt. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Drunk math.
Yeah, drunk math. My favorite being, I don't even remember the name of the club, but it was in Athens, Texas, and it's attached to an America's Best Inn. And it was just like, Wade Bowen's played here, and Brandon Jenkins has played here, and Ray Wiley Hubbard's played here.
And I bet they all bitch too.
Well, then eventually we walked in, and of course it was the 2 speakers on stands and 2 monitors and everything, and the owner getting paid out that night got extremely mad because the door closed and it knocked over his weird pile of, I don't know if it was flour or sugar or salt on his desk, but he got really mad that his white powder got knocked over when the door slammed, and then proceeded to tell us how, well, not enough people came in, so I can't really hit that guarantee. No, you can, because it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. So
yeah,
pay it
it's
up.
once again a bar owner thinks he's a promoter, didn't do his due diligence and research of what the band is really worth.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then takes it out on the band that they agreed to.
That was also that also goes back to our earlier podcast where before and after our band played, there was a lot of hip hop and exactly the music that you expect to hear before a country band playing. Oh, those were the days.
Drunk hands.
Drunk hands. Oh yeah, that's where we were.
Yeah, they're just like, the bar backs and stuff from these fake venues. They give you a couple of those dudes that they're drunk, carrying your stuff around. I've seen cases just roll off the front of a stage before.
Oh,
boom,
dude. I happened to be in Amarillo one time, and there was the old Homer's Backyard Ball up in Amarillo. And I look over, and I forget, I think Coup de Grace was playing and stuff. And so I knew some of the bands. So I was like, shoot, I'm going to have a good time, have some drinks. And I look over, and some friends of mine are working for the sound company. And I was like, great. And there's your classic drunk hands. I've been drinking and having a good time. I had a night off. And then all of a sudden, one of my buddies comes up and goes, man, you know some people around here. Literally the 7 hands we have for loadout. 2 of them showed up and they can barely walk, and the other 5 aren't even here. So I just got together some drunk friends and was just like, hey guys, there's another case of beer in it for us. Let's help my buddies tear down their sound equipment because the hands that were paid for and hired were too drunk to do their job.
That happens a lot at those places. I just there was this another fake venue, City Limits. You ever been in that one?
Shitty Limits.
Stephenville?
Oh, yeah.
Played there 1,000 years ago, and I only had like I don't even remember what it was. I had just like a 210 cabinet. It wasn't the Eden. It was way before that. That's all I had, just a little tiny 210 cabinet and this head, and I had it actually on a chair facing the side of me. So it was nothing. I barely had nothing, right? But you had we're on wedges.
Yeah.
So you got your monitor and stuff. We're playing our show. After the show, I'm starting to tear down my stuff. And the front of house guy goes, man, I had your bass cranked in the mains. It sounded awesome. There's that word again. I was like, oh, cool, man. Thanks. He goes, man, had it cranked. So good. And I'm going around to the head to where the XLR cable would be, where it actually would plug in to go to the front house. It wasn't plugged in.
It wasn't in at all.
The whole show, there was no bass coming through the PA. It was just bass coming off.
That is fantastic.
2 10-inch speakers facing the drummer.
Yeah.
In my left ear.
Yeah.
And he had me cranked, and it sounded awesome. In the mains.
Thanks,
so there's
dude.
that front house guy.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it depends on which side you were on because, at City Limits, most of the crowd is to the left of the stage.
That place is a piece of shit. They have that rule where you can't, you have to finish sound check. You can't make noise at a certain time because they have regulars that have to drink. It's like 4 or 5, maybe 5 old fucks in there drinking at the bar that's like a long ways away from the stage. But you can't make any noise during your sound check. You have to stop early because they have to drink.
Yeah.
And when it's actually connected to a restaurant that has a bar, they could be drinking in that. But no, they have to, for those 4, 5, 6 dudes, you can't have any noise in that place, the sound check.
Yeah. I also love that venue in particular. I've probably played it 6 or 7 times with sitting in with bands or various things. And every time there was always an excuse of why later that night the crowd wouldn't be good. Before, no matter who the headliner was, no matter what band I was playing with, somebody always made an excuse while we were sound checking of why there's a good chance we're not going to have a good crowd tonight because of
you want to do venue excuses? fake venue excuses?
I feel like we need to. The venue excuses are.
Oh yeah, well
a
you got
staple.
there's a bunch of ones everyone always knows. Rodeo in town,
Yeah, rodeo in town. Yeah, of
you
course.
know, away football game,
Yep.
dead week,
Yeah.
some kind of fraternity thing or something where they have tests or something.
Just home team lost.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Or when the home team wins, home team won, so everybody's partying somewhere else.
Or a bigger band that's playing in town that fans wouldn't come see you anyway.
Yeah.
Totally different. Big and Rich is in town, so no one's going to come see your little band play because, you know, all these people like that kind of music in this town that would have been here. And then, of course, the classic, It's a Late crowd.
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite.
How about no one likes your venue?
Yeah. No one likes coming here.
Or how about no one likes bands here?
Yeah.
If it's band night, they always talk about, oh man, we only have bands one night a week because we make so much money on the other nights when we don't have bands.
So you're not a band venue.
No, it's a
Okay.
fake venue. But we do want to have, you know, Texas country bands once a week just to show how, you know, legitimate we are and keep the radio station coming.
Yeah. We want to get cheaper advertising, so we've got to.
Yeah, well, how else is the people at those venues going to hear anything new if the band doesn't show up to play new songs? Because, you know, the DJ, once again, it's not playing anything new.
Yeah.
That's their only chance. The only thing is that, you know, the cell phones are more important.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course.
There was another song I forgot. I didn't look up the year or anything. Can't remember that song. I'll try to go back and see if I can remember it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Cupid Shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
Totally forgot about that one. That's a forgettable song.
It's very forgettable, yes.
But it's
in the rotation.
Yeah, when you go back in time, stepping in those venues, fake country, Texas country venues, you'll hear that song.
There is a guy that just makes this playlist, isn't there? And just sends it to every venue.
Did we do all the excuses? I feel like there's more.
I know there's more excuses.
Rodeo, late crowd.
Yeah. Something to do with college.
They always want to push back the show.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, something's happening. We might want to, like, push back. Well, is there a line out there? No. I think this is it, bro.
Yeah, this is what we're getting.
Yeah, so now you want to make us stay in this shithole longer?
Yeah.
Like, because our leave time is still the same. So we're bumping up against that venue. If you're in a van or a Sprinter level, you're just okay. Well, there's another hour. I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in a bus, you have to get somewhere anyway. So it puts pressure on everybody to go.
Yeah. Well, then on top of that, it's harder when you're on a bus because you push it back, and that can sometimes mean, okay, now pull out time for the bus is different. So it's different for the bus driver sleeping. There's a lot of logistics that some of these venues don't. I might just push it back an hour. Hi.
If you were at a football game or a fair / rodeo or another bigger band, when that's over, have you ever gone to another venue after that to go see another place? If you bring your ticket stub, we'll give you money off, or you can come see this other band.
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way. I think after something like that, you just want to go to a bar and drink. You don't want to go see another band.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. You just want to, or you stay there and drink. It doesn't matter.
It's like 30 minutes when you're supposed to start. Road manager come up, and it's like, I'm always like, what? Is it 30 minutes till pushback?
Yeah, exactly.
It's supposed to start in 30 minutes, but it's 30 minutes until we push back another 15 or 20.
It's the doctor mentality of right at the time you're supposed to be into the doctor's office, they tell you the doctor's running 15 minutes behind.
What's the most pushback you've ever experienced?
I think one time at an outdoor festival, because some band didn't show up, I had a 45 or almost not quite an hour pushback. That's probably my worst, is just an hour, but still an hour is a lot when you come down to it.
Yeah, an hour pushback.
Yeah.
That's just like, let's just pack it up. No, this is it. Let's just play. Because now the people that are already here early are regretting that they came to this because no one else is there because they just wanted to get drunk and maybe get laid.
Yeah.
And now there's, the gene pool is not as many in there. The stagnant gene pool from these small towns. Everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
You've seen them.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Was another thing on this Overflow. Oh, I talked about that Ramshead area of Baltimore, but then I didn't explain the part of Baltimore I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where it's almost safe. There's you walk around where is that your phone?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yes, hold on. I'm having to answer a question.
We're so professional right now.
We definitely are. Hold on. It's a time-sensitive thing.
I'm putting the clock in for this.
Okay, done. Thank you, Michael.
That's like the noise that's in the universe that they found a couple years ago. They tried to get rid of. They couldn't figure out where the sound was coming from, and I think the dudes that were making a microwave or something, they found it. I think it was Bell Laboratories, were trying to increase something.
Dude,
I've been sciencing out a lot lately.
Super sciencing. I like this.
All right, what were we talking about?
You were talking about Baltimore?
Oh, yeah. So you were almost every time I say Baltimore, we just forget what we're talking about.
Forget what we're talking about.
It's a forgettable city.
Yeah.
Murderers on sports teams live there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Baylor. Yeah. When are they going to get the death penalty?
No shit.
Yeah. I don't know. So, yeah, Baltimore. Oh, yeah, the area. So it's like one of those areas where everything's kind of new and fresh, but it's kind of homogenous places. Like you got like the bar and you got like the chain restaurant and the comedy club. You got all that stuff in this little area.
Yeah.
And then you go one block around where that police department is, and then it's just like the Hustler strip joint, and it's just scary down there. It's scary. It's like two different places within like a minute's walk. That's where that venue is.
Yeah.
Totally different from the one in Annapolis where you have the water, and boats and piers, and it's really nice, scenic, walk around. So that's where we played. So I wanted to make sure because we forgot that. The other thing I forgot was that CCR song they wrote about me.
Oh, yeah?
We never did say what it was.
What it was? What is it?
I don't care. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay,
I don't
gotcha.
care what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to research it. I don't care to listen to it.
I bet a listener will eventually tell us.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm sure it's good, but I don't care. I think we've already talked enough about it.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to follow up with that in case anyone was keeping notes on the stuff that we gloss over.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first couple of podcasts, and we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
Still
We're learning. We still don't. We probably never will.
Yeah, we'll talk about something, and then we glance over it and never come back to it. And people are like, how come they didn't go back to that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, do your own podcast.
There you go.
At least I'm trying to do something.
It's that simple. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of
Oh, and
us.
the rat fur.
The rat fur.
Yeah, rat fur. I think that's what people call that black
Oh, the
furry
black stuff on the amp. Yes.
That's the best I could look up.
The not Tolex.
Yeah. Man, I think we're almost done with this. I just want the one last thing about opening bands. Oh, man. Is I think if you're headlining and you pick an opening band,
Yeah.
you should pick if you're playing out of state, you should pick the local version of yourself to open. Like, don't just take your friend's band out there unless you know you're going to sell. Unless you played around a bunch and you're selling out places all the time, then you can just take whoever you want and support. I mean, Pat used to do that. We used to take guys out that had zero draw. We used to take Josh Abbott and Wade. Yeah, I think Jack Ingram we took out a couple times on these East Coast, West Coast runs. A lot of fun. Everyone has fun, but they weren't like bringing any tickets in there.
They were.
Pat was just selling all those places out and just taking them out for like the first time
and helping them out. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool if you're in that position. But if you're not in that position and you're going out yourself, you should have an opener that brings tickets in.
Yes.
The local version of yourself.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
Everybody knows, and all their friends and family and friends will come out. They'll probably leave halfway through your show, but in the end, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because the bar's not losing money at that point. You made your guarantee. Everyone's happy, and then hopefully enough people saw you that they'll want to come back.
Yeah.
And
tell their friends, hey, this band was cool. They opened up for my brother's band, or my brother's band they closed out for my brother's band. That's what I was trying to say.
I just think that when you pick an opening band, that should be the one that draws, not just somebody's buddy or your friend or someone who doesn't draw in that area.
Yeah.
If you get like a really crap band, to open up. That doesn't do anything either.
Yeah.
This just pisses everyone else off. But I think if you find out who that band is and get that guy.
Well, and the best part is most of the time the venue knows.
Yeah.
They know who does pretty decent or does well.
Is that your phone again?
Do what?
Is that your phone making noise again?
No.
Oh. I'm hearing something.
Oh.
What's going on? All it did was rain today. What's going on?
Dude, the service has been such shit out here thanks to this rain. And it wasn't even that much rain. AT&T. Sorry, calling you out, AT&T.
But doesn't the satellites go through all that? Can they block?
I don't think so. I got a message saying there was a new tower put in the Wood Creek area.
Yeah.
And service has gotten worse since the new AT&T tower went up.
What are the waves? Is it microwaves that the phones go through?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It's not light, because light will bend if it hits gravity.
Yes.
I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Well,
sucks.
This was a short one. And we're done with this one.
Hey, where can they find you, Michael?
Well, you can find me on Bad Truth Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Boom! You
And
like that?
Facebook.
Oh, yeah, and Facebook, too.
Facebook.
And that's all spelt together.
Yep. Personal or no?
I mean, that's on the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
Just, leave me alone. If you got any complaints or comments, just put them on those.
Yeah. Or
troll. Those are made for trolls. So
Yeah.
that's what the Twitter and the IG and Facebook. That's when you want to troll something, just go there.
go to our Bad Truths.
I don't even have Facebook, so if anyone comments on that stuff, that's all on you.
Yeah, because I'm the one that deals with that.
Someone told me we had 1,000 people talking about it
Nice.
on the Facebook.
Like, what the fuck is this?
I'm thinking, like, is Adam and his wife, are they just like constantly clicking on that thing?
Clicking on, hey, who's this? How many we got now? All the Bad Truths, Bad Truth Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
We're on Google Play for Android phones.
Yep, we're still waiting on iTunes. Well, by the time this comes out, iTunes will be on.
It better be.
It better be either that or it's the syndicate trying to bring us down.
Yeah, we're going to try to get a logo at some point.
Yeah,
A real one.
that'll happen. I'm Adam J. Oder on everything, so look it up if
You threw that out there.
want to get mad at me, which I'm sure you will.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.